Hello, and welcome back to Treacle Stew. In the last part, we finished, well, this room, among others, but I think that might be the last challenge? Yes, okay. Not that many challenges in this fold, which is fine. Challenges are not a thing you're required to have. And it's, I think, better to have a small number of challenges than to have a bunch of really forced and, um, say, unnatural feeling challenges, if that makes sense. Where you can tell that the developer just wanted to include a challenge, so they did. That was actually one of the last things I did on my old Vindex Fortress. One of the final updates I did before sending it to HA was just kind of going through it and deleting it, because when I was a new architect, I had a bunch of rooms that I just wanted to have challenges in. And I ended up deleting some of those before the final publication. I thought that was a good thing to do. But anyway, yeah, so the challenges in this hold have been very sensible. And not necessarily the last room. We have another one down here. Okay, what is going on here? Another tactical mimic room where the gel is closing in. Oh no. So mimic starts here, hits this, and then has access to the gel mother. Okay. And we don't get a sword. So that means... That means what? How do we get out of here? We have the Mimic has to not only go and kill the Gel Mother, but then also come through this way, come into here, and then free us here, I guess. I think that's the only way we're getting out. Which also means... We probably want to have the gel grow. Before we kill the gel mother, we want to let it grow one last time where we create a notch. Not necessarily, actually. At 4 wide, I think you can just go back and forth endlessly. So maybe we're okay. Okay, maybe we don't have to worry about that. Man, it feels weird to be rotating and not hearing sword turns. Because if I do that, this gel baby will now prevent this from connecting with this. Is that good? I don't think it matters, actually. That's fine, probably, because we can cut our way to it as long as we have this space. What was wrong here? Actually, gel is connected here, so we didn't actually cut anything off by doing this. Okay. Right, we lost leverage. Okay, we have rapidly run out of space. However, killed the Gel Mother. We now have a 3x3. Would it have been possible to do this faster and get a 5x5? Oh, it'd certainly be nice if we could. If I do that, it does let me get through. Okay. Let's slow down. Get leverage. And if we do that, we can get more leverage. Is this enough? Don't do that right away. That's fine. No, it's not. Don't cut that. I mean, this just seems... like, kind of... kind of annoying. So we just have to very slowly do this over and over. Okay, that's an interesting complication. Let's not do that, actually. Because we need... I think that's fine. Yeah, we got the leverage. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem. Okay, no, we're able to get it. Okay, so from here, if I just do that, I'm actually dead. Interesting. Okay. Got ourselves out. So now it's just a question of whether the room is possible from this state, which I think it should be. Right. Yeah, I think the central premise of this room was somewhat interesting. But the execution ended up being a little bit tedious. Let's see, we need to get you out of there. what? Let's just do... something like this. Yeah, so the central premise of the room with the mimic manipulation where the amount of space you have to move is shrinking over time, like that was not a bad concept, but I feel like everything after killing the Gel Mother was... I don't know, like the room was bigger than it needed to be, I guess, would be my criticism of this. Like all of this... I don't know. Not the... Like it wasn't terribly arduous, it was just longer than I would have liked. Alright, and this looks like the last room before we get our sweet reward. So we might be finishing today unless the sweet reward is as big as all the rest of this combined. Which I guess I can actually check right now. 96%, okay, it might just be one room. Or a couple of rooms. I guess I spoiled myself by using game mechanics that were available to me. Alright, what do you have to say? Formerly level 4 the entrance. Thought this was too similar to 1 South. Didn't need 2 race rooms in a row. Okay, this is a race room. Let's restart. Now let's look at the room. What is going on here? Well, this is an interesting setup. Actually, for some reason this makes me think of Briar. Because you can do this sort of thing with Briar, too. Okay, we have a decoy, we have a powder keg. So what's going on here? I can run in here before anything happens. I can probably kill you... Well, this is going to be... Let's just see. Right, so if I actually have this orientation, I lose a move there, so... The orientation wasn't super helpful, turns out. So I can do that. However, if gel grows in here... This is a loss, yes. There is literally no way to get in here anymore. I have 1 powder keg, which could blow that up, but it leaves me with a flat surface. 2 wide hallway is not long enough to grow. What does this look like to start? Okay, so what this tells me is that the race is to place a decoy. Hold on. That can't be right. Because, no, the race is going to be to get the powder keg here. Oh. Well, that's not looking likely. So what if we start from here? If I was 1 move faster, that would have worked. And I think that's the way it has to be, because I need the powder keg here in order to blow up the surface here and get access to this Gel Mother. Okay. I rotated my sword at one point. I had to because of that. Okay. Well, I guess we're just trying different approaches until we find the one that happens to work. I wish I wasn't facing this way. This is way slower. Okay. So no, it's going to be this way. We have to cut through the gel. So the problem with this is that then I have to do something like that. And it does give me a nice diagonal, but it's just so slow. This, on the other hand, what if I did that? It's awful. That's what. Okay. Like, this seems pretty good. But I'm off by one, so there must be a better way of doing this. Like, there's no way that's gonna work. It's already way too late. It has to be through here. And that just doesn't help at all to make that extra cut. But I have to. If I do that, it's a little bit slower, but if I do that, but think about it more. Like, that's so many extra moves, as opposed to what? The other thing I was doing, which was just going straight up. Okay, is it possible to get through there? No. Because the other thing I can try is I can put the decoy here. But the problem with that approach is that the only way I can then blow this up is to push the keg onto the decoy sword, which will kill B-throw. So this has to be powder keg. It has to be powder keg. Okay, well, what if we... No, because I was thinking I can come through, but I can't come through this way. Unless I've already cut this. Like, this just seems so much better than anything else. And now, because I've seen that, I'm going to be stuck. I'm going to be fixated on trying it over and over. Okay. Other things that we could do. We could get a gel baby on one of these two spots. That would also work. So what happens if I do this and wait a turn? Does that give me enough time? Nope, that's even slower. I'm faster. Like, it's faster from here than it is from here. Okay. And there's no way we're getting a gel baby in here. Like, the only way we can have a gel baby spawn on one of those spots is to do something like this. And then I'm just forced to kill it. So that's pointless. Also, if the gel grows in here enough times, it will eventually cause the room to be unsolvable. So we do have that time limit as well. It's gotta be this. But if I don't want that to happen... Thing is, there's not really any way to get it out. There's no way to be invisible in this room. Okay, one thing I haven't tried is making a bunch of cuts and then moving here and then moving again afterwards. Okay, also I do see this, but at best I'd be able to get a gel baby here. I wouldn't be able to get it in far enough. So what if I do... Like, that looks about the best I'm gonna get. I could... Still one short. But if I had cut that instead... Okay, we can make it. Then I don't actually need to cut that other one at all. Okay. So we're just doing this. This is our way through. Cut all of that. And then we go like this. That's good. Not much time to get back. Interesting. I think I want to do this. Okay, that was an interesting puzzle. I like that one. Like, this timer wasn't actually too tight, it was just an extra timer, but this puzzle of figuring out how to get the keg from here to here, and the fact that it was just one move short, this room was set up pretty well. I'm glad that this was included in Post Mastery, because this was an interesting puzzle. Why am I doing this? It would just be faster just to leave this way, right? Maybe this is a holdover from how it was positioned in the other, but when it was part of level 4? I don't know. Alright, but good room, I would say. So we did the new puzzles, did the variants of the old puzzles, did the artistic stuff, that's what we did first, and now it's time for the sweet reward. We get a music change. Congratulations on post-mastering Treacle Stew. You've seen all there is to see in this hold. Thanks for sticking it out to the end, and I hope you enjoyed it. Chaco. Yes. For being about gel, it was not as terrible as it could have been. I think gel is one of those elements that's really hard to get your head around. So I'm glad that there was a large hold entirely focused around gel. The thing that I guess weirded me out a little bit with this was I was expecting more gel cutting, like gel carving type stuff, and less gel baby manipulation. Because arguably the first 2 levels of what was really a 4-level or 4.5 level dungeon didn't have much to do with gel per se. Gel baby movement, I mean, it is a thing, but you know, a lot of those could have just been Webbas or rock golems and been similar in effect. It's just that class of movement. So yeah, I was expecting more gel cutting and carving type stuff. More puzzles on gel parity and things like that. I guess there's probably only so much you can do with that before it starts getting repetitive. You worked hard to get here, so you deserve a reward. Feel free to collect your certificate in the next room. I already got the reward I care about, which is the notification on CaravelNet chat saying that I've joined the Gel Authority. But by post-mastering Treacle Stew, the undersigned hereby bestows Mauve Butterfly entry to the Gel Authority and its attendant meetings. Okay. Is this an M? As far as I know, this is Manfred, right? Or however you pronounce that. Well, it looks like a Nanfried here to me. This also looks like this was mouse doing cursive with a mouse, which is always tricky. Yeah, and this looks like more like an S than a G. I'm just critiquing the calligraphy at the end here. But yes, thank you for making this. It was interesting. I very much enjoyed, I would say, most of it. There were, as always, with any hold of any size, there's going to be a couple of little rooms here and there that are going to be annoying, but, you know, things that don't quite sit right with you for whatever reason. But, yeah, overall this was a very positive experience. I guess one thing I can comment on, I know a lot of people were talking about this one hurting their eyes, this sort of pattern. I didn't personally have any issue with it, but I did know that on the stream there were some things, or not on the stream, on the forums, there are things that are being discussed as for a better way to implement this sort of puzzle. I guess we'll just go to Restore. 100% explored post mastery. I mean, that's pretty much everything at that point, isn't it? I did want to sort of highlight my favorite room, which might be this one. This was a very good room. I know the architect, Chaco, said that he was very proud of how this one worked out, and I'd say, you know, you deserve to be proud for this one. This was a good room. I liked it a lot. Just think if there are any other standout rooms here. Like, it's generally good. It's just rooms like this one that in particular stood out to me. This one was an interesting concept. I liked it quite a bit. Oh, on first level there was this one. This was also a very good room. Yeah, I like this one. Third level, which is where we actually start cutting gel for the first time. This room had some interesting nuance to it. It was way more complicated than I was expecting, for whatever reason. For whatever reason, I was not expecting to have to do as much work as I had to here, with the whole brained snake nonsense. There was a lot going on in this room. This was a very complicated room. Almost surprised that it was made as a required room, but no, this was a good room. I liked this one a lot too. Really had to think about what tools you had available on every single thing you could possibly do with every single element in the room, and somehow stretch it out into just barely being able to be possible to solve. I like rooms like this. This one was really good. Fourth level was kind of the weird pit level, and I felt this all just felt weird to me because everything just seemed relatively easy, with the exception of, you know, certain secret rooms. You know, this one, for example. But as far as... yeah, as far as... I don't know that I would say there's any room here that particularly stood out to me on this level. This one was pretty neat. I like this one. Yeah, maybe I'll say this was my favorite room on this level. There was some interesting things going on here. Again, with brains. A lot of mimic manipulation in this hold as well. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting things. When you have mimics in chambers that are like, this is more of a mimic puzzle than a gel puzzle. In fact, again, gel growth had nothing to do with this. Gel carving had nothing to do with this because we had spears. So, and we weren't leaving the babies alive. So there was, yeah, this was a mimic puzzle, not a gel puzzle, but I liked it. You have, you know, the same chamber with mimics, but you need to get different results in each chamber despite them being the same. And in this case, the way you get the mimics to do different things is by... I guess it's like a brained path map sort of room, which is kind of fun. Like, how does the roach, the gel baby, and the rattlesnake behave? So you cut the same path in each chamber, but the monsters behave differently in each chamber. Yeah, it was neat. And then this one, of course, I just liked the scripting on this. That made this memorable to me, but I really liked the scripting. Just having a pressure plate that removes ormites, and having a scroll to explain what's going on. Plus, it's also a pretty good puzzle. Not, you know, terribly difficult, but the nice complication of the fact that you need 8 diagonally cutting decoys to deal with all the gel. And your first decoy will not be on a diagonal because you're disarmed. So figuring out how to solve that impossibility was quite neat. So yeah, there we go. One room on each level that I really enjoyed. And then as for post mastery, I'm not gonna get into this. I just played it, so we'll let that stand as its own. All right, and so for my next DROD project, because I will be doing another DROD project to replace this slot in my schedule, I requested on the forums for some DROD RPG requests, and Nuntar came to my rescue there with 2 suggestions, so I will be taking up one of those in the next time. I will see you then.